What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Toshi today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? Here we are on this, the 1st of May. It's a brand new month today, brand new day today. Looking at Toshi on the MEXC chart. We'll probably zoom in on the Coinbase chart here in a second. I just like to get my bearings. Looking at this on a daily perspective, I like the RSI. I like what we're doing here. I think that it's in a really good situation. We're moments away, at least on a daily perspective, which would mean days, weeks away from seeing the overbought zone, right? And when I say days or weeks, I would think less so weeks, more so any day now we will see the overbought zone, right? Ideally, we can bounce from this area, show some green days. If we can bounce off of the 60, get some green days, stuff like that, and move up higher, that would actually look really productive. Getting into the overbought zone, something like that. From the current price, we've got this kind of, flat top, higher lows, almost that kind of look there. Maybe it's just higher highs, higher lows, however you want to look at it. But certainly, it does seem as though we're loaded for the next move up. If we're looking at this as an overall range, right here, we are finding resistance at the top of the range, consolidating right here below that point, ready to break. Simple as that, right? Just like this, if you're looking at this as an overall range, you're consolidating, finding support right here at the bottom, ready to break through, right? We're basically just like this, but to the upside of this area here, including that little bit there. At least in my perspective, that's what I'm seeing here. Toshi, it is possible. Let me see. Was it Toshi that we found this on? Is it in an inverse head and shoulders pattern? I don't know if Toshi's in an inverse head and shoulders pattern. If it is, and it could be, if it is, it'd be a slanted pattern. It's not. It's not. No, I don't think it is. It's pretty ugly if it is, but it kind of looks like one. Maybe kind of looks like one is good enough, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Let's look at this from a relative low to high real quick. Relative low to relative high here, bouncing off the 786, getting above the golden ratio, looking productive, yes. The next target area that you'd go to would probably be about 3072. You're at 3039, 3004 right now, so right up here, that's your next target area. With the 382, when you're coming back, oftentimes you do go above it. So going above it a little bit wouldn't be surprising at all, especially because you have resistance up here. So something between about 3072, 3082, something in that area, maybe even all the way up to hell, man, maybe even all the way up to 201. It could be the area that you go to. Inevitably, whenever you do finally get up to 201, you want to get to 2011262 on a daily basis. When you close above this line, expect in a very short amount of time that you would see new all-time highs. Okay, that's the expectation. But at the moment, consolidating, chilling, moving sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days now for about a week. It's just a matter of time before we start moving up higher, right? Really what you're doing here in this consolidation phase, you pulled back, you found support, at least it looks like you found support at prior resistance here, prior support here, prior resistance going back here, relatively significant area, significant price in my opinion. Let's see, what are you doing on a relative low to relative high? Finding support at the 236. Again, I've said this a few times today specifically, but I don't generally expect that you bounce off the 236. It's increasingly, or not increasingly, it's incredibly rare, and it only happens in strong moves. Like if you bounce off the 236 and you find support there, all that says is what you've got coming is going to be very bullish, and you could see this. But if you don't, and again, I want to say the 236 bouncing off of this is pretty rare. Going down to the 382 would not be the end of the world. Toshi, if you move down to 303399, 3034 essentially, if you move right down to that area, you're fine, okay? 382, it's very common to go just below it too, so you could go a little bit lower than that, you're fine. Find support at prior areas of support here, prior areas of support here, prior areas of support and resistance back here. You will be fine if that happens, I promise you. Your RSI might come down, bounce off the 50 and get set up for the overbought zone. All these expectations to the upside are still there. Even if you go lower, it's still going to be a higher low overall. You'll be fine, okay? Let's see if that happens. Let's see what we can deduce from the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour RSI, if we're being honest, it actually does look like we want to go lower. The 4-hour RSI kind of sucks right now. Overall, it's good. Just right now, it's not in its best form. Overall, it is good, though. Getting overbought time and time again, not getting oversold once. Maybe I was too quick to judge you, RSI, because you're actually right at the same area that you've bounced from before the last 3 times, right? Once, twice, 3 times here. from the RSI right in this level. Overbought, overbought. Might you go overbought? I don't know. Maybe I judged you too hard, RSI. You look bad. What I meant by you suck is what I meant by that is you've got this little downtrend right here, okay? But overall, you look at it, it actually is kind of good. I might have been too quick to judge you, RSI. I'm sorry. I do apologize. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That says it all. You tried. You tried right here. You were trying to break down. You were trying to break out and go down. Look at you had the flat base and the descending highs and all this stuff. You had every reason to go down, but you couldn't. Right? There's no volume to follow through. There's nothing. I guess we're on MEXC. Let's look at this on Coinbase. Let's see if we can get something on Coinbase going here. No, I mean above average volume, yes, but that's half of that's a wick. You know what I mean? What did you do here? Okay, I mean that was a lot of stuff. I mean, I guess that was. And was this? When would that candle have ended? 12. So that was just the first hour. 12, 13. You had 2 hours left. There was a good bit of volume. A good bit of volume that sold off, but it just didn't take you anywhere. You didn't persist afterwards. And you did have some good volume come in back to the upside. I would think that if this was a breakout and all this was a back test for prior support to become resistance, I would think you would have already moved down. This is just not behaving the way that I think it would if you were to continue moving down. So I'm going to stick with my initial thought here looking at it. I guess it wasn't my initial thought based on the RSI, but initial thought looking at the price action and the volume. My initial thought is you tried, it failed, now you're going to go higher. Simple, right? Pretty simple. I want to look at this relative low and just see where you are here relative to this move. I mean, you're looking healthy, man. You're looking pretty strong. As long as TOSHI is above 3039 on a 4-hour closing basis or higher, I don't have problems with it. If you close below here on a 4-hour basis or on a higher time frame, if you close below 3039, then you probably do go lower down to that 3034 area or even just below there, right? And that's fine if you do. But as long as you're holding above there, and I think that you will, the target area would be higher. That's kind of my thought. Again, the 4-hour RSI might tell it all right here, man. Bouncing at the same area it bounced from the last 2 times. And it just looks like it's a nice successive low. Is that a word? Success. Is that a word? We're gonna learn words today. Let's see. Success. Successive. It is a word. Yeah. Okay, cool. Sometimes you just go for it and it works out. Oh man, I got some pepper in my throat. Hold on. Red pepper. Either that or it's some insulation. Oh man, I was helping out a buddy with some stuff today. Anyways, I hate insulation work, man. I swore off of insulation. Any guy out there that's ever had to work with insulation, they know why. Or hay, it's basically the same reason, but insulation's worse for you. Hay's not that big of a deal. It's just uncomfortable. Insulation's uncomfortable and it's bad for you. I haven't worked with insulation since I was in high school, man. Since I was a teenager. It's been a long time. And my buddy snuck it. He snuck that on me. He told me that he needed help. I was helping him out. And, oh yeah, one more thing. And anyways, but we got it done. It was good stuff. Anyways, what am I talking about? What am I trying to talk about here? TOSHI. I was just talking about token. I was talking about why I'm getting choked out here. It's either the insulation or the red pepper. I didn't wear a face mask, so I mean, it's very possible it could be the insulation. I don't know. Anyways, guys, enough about that. All shenanigans aside here, the 1 hour is pretty neutral. We're not going to get a whole lot off of this because it is just such neutral price action. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. All in all, looking at TOSHI here, I think that we are in a good position to move up. We just have to do it, okay? We just have to do it. As long as you're holding above this, I think that you're fine. But if you go below this, just remember, it's very absurdly common. It's nothing to be worried about finding support at the 382. From a relative low to the relative high, that 382, come on now, that relative high, right there we go. That's at about 3034, right? And it's very common also with that, beyond the fact that it's just common to go down here to find support, it's very common to go down just below that and find support. So if we see something that's at like 3032, 3033, you're fine, right? You're at areas that we found support from before and resistance before, you're going to be fine. My expectation at the moment, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but just looking at everything that we've looked at, my expectation would be that we move up. But if we do move down, this is what it looks like. We're not talking about it because I want to pretend to play both sides of the coin. And if it goes down here, I'll be like, I was right. We talked about this area. No, but just in case I'm wrong, because I am calling for the upside, in case I am wrong, we at least know what to expect. So it helps us not panic as much. And we can formulate a game plan or a contingency to that, right? The expectation is to move higher. To prove me right on that, what we need to see is a 4-hour time frame to close, probably above 30421. Yes, let's see. What about this high to low? What is that? What would that be there? Take it a step higher, close above 3043 on a 4-hour basis or higher, and that'll validate the notion that we're moving up and not moving down. So I've given the parameters, I've given the targets. As far as where are we going to go is whenever we see new highs, it's debatable. My expectation from here would be that we see 2045, am I not mistaken? Yeah, 2045 to 1 cent, somewhere in that area. Maybe you do move to higher prices by the end of this move, by the end of June or early July, maybe. But my expectation as of now for TOSHI would be something on the lines of an 11x to a 25x. So anything more than that, I mean, it could happen. I doubt it. I don't expect it personally. But I am thinking something between a cent and about half a cent is where we're going to go. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. As far as that's where we'll go by the end of June, right? Early July, end of June. As far as where we're going to go over the coming days, when we get overbought here in the daily RSI, I would expect that we do make a run for like 3068, 30911, somewhere, anything and everywhere in between. There was a lot of significance at that 307 area, 3072. So just something in this area here over the coming days, probably within the next week or two, we're going to be up at this zone. So that's it for real. That's all I got. Take it easy. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.